Hello, and welcome to Recapping with Delora
and Ashley.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Recapping Podcast.
Also, rate, review, and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast platform. We're on all the things.
We want to hear your thoughts on the movies and shows we review.
Leave us a comment on Apple Podcasts or our YouTube channel, and we will read them during the show.
Or reach out to us on social media. We love talking all things entertainment and pop culture with you.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you. What it do, Ashley?
Hello, darling. I'm going to try to keep my energy level up because God knows I could be falling asleep on my mic today. But we here and we blessed.
Girl, who you talking to? It is a lot of energy considering I am an outgoing introvert, but it is something being in a room full of Black, intelligent, beautiful people. I am talking about Black Tech Week. I have the privilege to attend this year. I'm on day 2 currently, and by the time this airs, I'll be in Cincinnati at the Music Hall for day 3. And it has been fantastic. And so I just wanted to give them a shout out to everyone that I meet there and all my friends that I've already come to know and love. And yeah, I'm really excited because tomorrow is Issa Rae Day.
The fact that Issa is popping up in these streets is always so appreciated, but I'm so excited for you. So this is your first time attending the event in Cincinnati, right?
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's magical. I haven't been to like a tech conference yet, but I imagine there's some fun. I imagine there's some adventures.
Absolutely. And also being a room full of Black people, the fashion, okay? Mm-hmm. Like everyone's hair, clothes, shoes, fly. Like today I have made up my mind, Ashley, I will be buying either some Jordans or some Air Force Ones.
Oh, wow. Jordans, please.
I need the diversity, apparently, in my closet, in my shoe game. And I saw so many fly people repping them. I'm like, I want a pair. Give me 2 purse.
All right. I feel like basic white women have killed Air Force Ones for me. Like, it'll never be the same. The Nelly so days are
I'm not talking about the pure white ones, but I've seen some that
even
were
still.
Just, yeah, I hear
you.
you.
Anytime I see them in some Air Force Ones, they kill me. Dusty. Ugh.
You're like shoe care.
It's just so hurtful. It's so hurtful. So go. I mean, I love Jordans anyway. I go the Jordan route in my opinion, but you know, as long as you are stepping out and enjoying yourself, I'm sure you'll be fly no matter what. But we've been out in these streets this year. I'll tell you what. We've been out in these streets.
I'm proud of us, though. I'm proud of us.
Absolutely.
2022 was a warm-up to 2023 because we all the way out.
And no COVID this year in the name of Jesus. Okay?
Speak on it. Amen. Let's go ahead and get into some of these headlines. All right, Ashley. Lilo, shout out to the early 2000 magazines. Lindsay Lohan gives birth to first child with husband. I am looking at Billboard. It says the family is over the moon in love. It says the singer/actress has given birth to a son in Dubai. I just think this is the sweetest thing ever, considering, again, early 2000s, the road that she was on, the roller coaster of fame, the downfalls of fame, and to see her happy, healthy. It brings me so much joy, Ashley. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, she definitely was in the era of the Paris Hilton, Britney Spears.
Yes.
Crotch shots in the car, coming out of the car, rather. It was a lot. It was a
It
lot. So the
was.
journey she's been on, I've been excited about it. Seeing her getting her career revived with doing some acting again and seeming
Yes.
like she's in a very great place in her personal life with, like I told you, when the baby news was announced, I was like, I didn't even know she was married. So very happy to see that it seems like she's on a good path. Because I think one of the things, as if I'm a therapist, that I've always felt about Lindsay was she did not have the stability with her parents and her home life that she needed. And that's
Exactly.
why she kind of got lost in the sauce in
Exactly.
the fame
She
of
didn't
it
have that
all.
anchor. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was tragic to see, especially when her parents were both popping up on the tabloids as well and going through their own shenanigans. I'm like, what chance does she have? So I love to see it. And I was trying to, I don't know how to pronounce her son's name correctly, but I like it.
Same. And to answer your question, Lohan and Shamas announced their engagement November 2021 and they confirmed married July 2022. So a year married and a baby.
Now
Super
all I
excited
need,
for the couple.
now all I need is a sequel to Freaky Friday, and it'll be all, I'll be excited and happy.
Exactly. Well said. Our next headline, I am looking at people.com. Jordyn Woods reached out to Kylie Jenner before reunion to apologize for how things went down. In quote, says source. Says the former best friends publicly reunited over the weekend after experiencing a fallout over Woods' 2019 cheating scandal with Khloe Kardashian's now ex, Tristan Thompson. So, Ashley, when we saw those grainy paparazzi pictures with Kylie and Jordyn, I asked myself, is 4 years long enough for the amount of embarrassment and the vitriol shot Jordyn's way over Tristan Thompson's behavior? Tristan third trimester Thompson behavior?
The trashiest of trash bags. I remember you were very upset about the way that Jordyn was treated and portrayed in the media and by the family at the time.
Yes.
How do you feel about her reuniting? Because I didn't really have very strong feelings, to be honest. I was like, I mean, it's their friendship. If they want to rekindle it, it's whatever. But I remember you being upset.
Very upset because the Kardashians are vultures to Black culture. They love Black men, but they treat Black women like trash. And I say that because the way they treat their quote unquote friends,
What about the
but
twins?
sure. Okay. The twins are
I'm just,
stuck.
I'm asking.
But I'm thinking about Chloe's former friends that she's since taken their boyfriends like Trina and Lala and Cassie. I mean, the list is kind of long of the friendships that they've had with other Black women that went sour because the Kardashians wanted their men.
I
And
think
so for
Chloe has
this
reaped some karma from that, if that's the
girl,
case.
girl, and I'll say allegedly, but y'all can Google. And the only thing that was saving grace for Jordyn in the midst of that shit show was the fact that she had some real A-list celebrities that had her back at the time. Will Smith, Jada Smith, Pickett Smith. You understand what I'm trying to say? So I don't know why Jordyn is doing this personally. It's not for me to know, but I think Jordyn has done really well for herself
Mm-hmm.
since, disassociating herself with the Kardashians. And so this is just interesting. And I hope Jordyn doesn't lose who she is and the confidence that she's been able to build in these 4 years going back to Kylie. So those are my
Dang.
thoughts.
Now you make me feel like this is really a toxic relationship that you're re-entering. Maybe we should have a therapy session first to
They have
discuss.
some codependency situations going on between the two of them. Did you ever watch the reality show Kylie on E?
I never watched Kylie's show because if I'm honest with you and honest with y'all, Kylie is the most boring of all the Kardashians to me.
I mean, most of them are boring, even though Kim tries to say Courtney is uninteresting. I'm like,
The most
Courtney,
uninteresting to look at, which was
oh,
utterly ridiculous, as we
lies
know. Courtney
too.
is gorgeous.
It's like, okay, sure, Kim.
There's things Kim has said over the years that I don't know how you get past. Like, there's
Like,
been,
how are we still on talking terms? Because they are very nasty at each other.
yeah,
Like,
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm just like, not like thinking back on some of those like stab moments that they have verbally. That's why they had that ultimate fight too, because that was years in the making. Remember that physical altercation that went
yeah.
down at Chloe's house? Years in the making. Because you can't just be, even if that's family. I think that's one of the things some family gets twisted. Just because we family doesn't mean you can say whatever you want to me. That's a mistake.
And again, what happened in 2019? According to Jordyn, she only kissed Tristan at a party, but people claim that she was having an affair with him. And at the time, he was with Chloe, and Chloe used that as a plot line for the then Keeping Up with the Kardashians on E. And her and freaking Kimora Lee Simmons showed they behinds over this 19-year-old behavior when you should be upset at the baby daddy.
Well, I mean, I didn't blame Kimora in the moment because as somebody's friend, and especially
You want to hype them
because
up or something?
it's not even just hype them up, but it would be like there's first of all stuff that we wouldn't know about that has happened and that has been
True.
discussed in the course of all the people that they deal with and know in Hollywood, right? So that's one thing.
True.
And then secondly, if my friend is going through something like that and it's public and this, yeah, I'm gonna be like, don't be letting these people take advantage of y'all and X, Y, and Z. So like, I just felt like it was a friend having a friend's back. But Chloe was so uneven in her
Yes.
reactions between how she reacted with Jordyn and inevitably getting back together with Tristan Trashback Thompson, that it just killed any feelings that I had left for her and for that situation. Like I was so bothered. And that's when I really fell out of any association with the Kardashians because I'm tired. I grew tired. So that's why with this story, Delora, I was like, whatever. If y'all want to be friends again, do y'all thing. Y'all are grown. Okay. Jordyn, hope you and Carl hang in there.
They're super cute, by the way. All right. Our next headline, just updates on the strike. So, as you know, Hollywood is on strike. Both the Actors Guild and the Writers Guild are on strike. It's fascinating to look at these numbers. So, the Writer Guild of America has 11,000 members, and the Actors has 160,000 members. They are currently picketing Hollywood because they're concerned about residual pay and AI being incorporated and stealing jobs. So, among other things, but those are the two main complaints. I wanted to highlight actors sharing their residual checks. Mandy Moore, I'm looking at the Hollywood Reporter, says that once she got her check for a penny for This Is Us streaming residuals. What? A penny? This Is Us, one of the critically acclaimed shows on network television, one of probably the last ones. Let's keep it clear that she's received pennies in the streaming deal that they have with Hulu, 81 cents to be exact. 6 seasons.
If you're a Mandy Moore and that's all you're getting from streaming residuals, and thankfully you made a better salary in general, just imagine for the people who don't get that upfront money, what they're having to deal with.
Also, I think it's also worth mentioning that the Haunted Mansion red carpet was the first impacted by the strike, and only the director was present. Have you seen any other news that's come out of this particular strike? And are you concerned with its impact on, in terms of like timeline and what its impact it's going to have on the industry. Because the last time this happened, reality TV became king, and the family that we just got finished talking about, the Kardashians, rose to power.
Yeah, I think I would probably be way more locked in if I were still working in television, because I definitely remember the business side of things being more at the forefront of my mind when I was working in that capacity. But I think right now I'm hoping that the unions still have the leverage and the stamina to continue, because again, the writer strike's been going on since May, right? And so I
Yes,
know that
three
those folks
months.
are feeling the financial impacts of all of that. And so that's what I keep thinking about, is like, how long are they going to be able to go before you start seeing chips falling and people acquiescing to certain things just for the sake of trying to get back to their lives and their livelihood. So in terms of the impact, like on television and all of that, I mean, we'll see what happens. There's so much content that's come out in the last, few years that I'll feel like I'll have plenty to watch, but it's going to be a shame to not have new and exciting things coming out for the foreseeable future, I should say. But my
Yeah.
primary concern is for those folks' livelihood. DB Woodside put out, I think it was a message on social media talking about the realities of all the things that actors have to pay for and why that money doesn't go very far, because you're having to go leave your home in Los Angeles and go shoot on location. So you're paying for two residences, and then you're paying for multiple vehicles, and then you're paying for travel, and then you're paying for, and you only get money for your initial move. You don't get money if you're recurring for multiple seasons. And it was just a lot to consider and to think about, because I do think, even still, as you and I love to be a part of this world in ways about, talking about it and reading about it and all of that, there's still a lot of realities we just wouldn't understand unless we are in these jobs. So I appreciate that you're
So true.
hearing a lot from folks who are on the picket lines, as well as folks who are just, talking about things publicly. And hopefully that goes a long way in helping with the ultimate outcome. Also, so I think the Netflix CEO said that he was very, interested in ending the strike, a little setting a different tone than Bob Iger, in my opinion.
I think that was convenient and probably smart, because Bob Iger definitely put his foot in his mouth. All right, let's go ahead and get into our hot topics. So, along with the baby news, on the same day, we heard that Ariana Grande and her, what they call him, luxury real estate agent, hubby, have split. They've been married for 2 years. I'm looking at people.com. I guess they're saying that they separated earlier this year and have been quietly and lovingly working on the relationship, says a source confirmed by People. But TMZ was first to report the breakup. A lot of people saw Ariana at Wimbledon this past weekend, sitting next to her co star, Jonathan Bailey, my boo from Bridgerton season 2, even though I hated him in season 1. The internet went as far as to say that she was canoodling with her Wicked co-star. And that gave me the giggles. I'm like, do you know who you're talking about? Like,
Clearly, they have not done any internet search whatsoever.
oh, he's a proud gay man, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure he's there and have befriended one of the biggest pop stars of this era. Okay, so I'd be sitting next to Ariana Grande too.
And I'm sure Ariana Grande seems like she's fun. So I've always,
Exactly.
I would gravitate as well.
Exactly. I have to say, I didn't know much about this relationship. They honestly, this is probably one of the quietest relationships she's had. We know her very high profile relationships with Mac Miller, Big Sean, Pete Davidson. Thank you, next. And now, unfortunately, her and Dalton Gomez are over. Again, because this relationship was so quiet, I didn't have any invested interest, but I thought it was, you know, interesting to say the least in the world of Hollywood. Ashley, do you have any opinions on the matter.
I was sad to hear it, but not surprised. This is honestly what I thought the Justin Bieber, Hailey Bieber marriage was going to be.
Interesting. A rebound?
I thought that they were only going to last this amount of time, is what I mean. Like, because for me, it's the age, I think, and the industry.
Yes.
Like, it's already difficult to meet someone and fall in love and have that last in these days, being in your 20s, because there's just so much going on. There's so much change, so much growth, let alone put that spotlight on you of being a superstar. And Ariana Grande is always struck as somebody who loves being in love, right? Like,
yeah,
she was the next generation J-Lo in terms of just never being single.
Well, and to be fair, I think she was engaged to all the guys we mentioned before.
Just about. Her backup dancer Ricky was named in Thank You Next as well. But there's a lyric in Thank You Next I immediately thought of when I heard this, because she said that she only wanted to get married once, but God forbid something happens, at least this song is a smash. That's what I thought immediately. I was like,
oh my, I didn't even think about that.
At the end of the day, at least you got your music, girl, because you know what you're doing when it comes to the music for sure. But this is her life, and people had already been speculating on her appearance, so she may have been very stressed over the past few months because
she's also filming Wicked, which is coming to us in 2 films. So that's going to be a cultural phenomenon, I'm sure.
Yeah, but you just never know what people are going through. Like, clearly going through a divorce is a big deal. And I'm sorry that this did not work out for this couple, at least as of now. You never know what can happen in the future, but
true.
So I was sorry to hear it for sure.
And again, because this relationship was so quiet, she tried to be with someone not in the spotlight, right? To see if things would work out differently. And so he's 27, she's 30.
What I'm glad he didn't do, though, is be like Brittany Snow's husband and pop up on Selling Sunset and ruin the marriage that way. At least this is still private.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ashley.
So Brittany Snow's husband went on the Selling Sunset season that they did in the OC, and it was a big hoopla because he was having inappropriate relationships with a couple of female coworkers on that show.
Whoa.
One, he said, tried to kiss him a couple of times off camera. The other, which I thought was the way more inappropriate one, they were very touchy-feely all throughout. Their marriage ended shortly after that season aired.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the OC one, so.
Yeah, I didn't love that cast, especially him, but at least Dalton didn't do all that. So keep it private.
Exactly. Also, on the same day, Sofia Vergara and my true blood boo, Joe Manganiello, broke up as well or announced their separation. They have been married for 7 years. I'm looking at Harper's Bazaar. They're pretty much saying, an insider, quote unquote, said that their relationship has been chipping away for a while. This conversation of their relationship is around, some people talked about him trying to be sober and her not. It also says, according to the Daily Mail, that he's a big kid and likes Dungeons and Dragons and wrestling, video games, and comic books. And, Sofia likes lavish trips and dinners and being a celebrity and all that. And so basically different temperaments also wore down the relationship. I want to thank Black Twitter for always providing a chuckle in situations like these, because somebody said she dropped him when she found out he was Black.
I can't stand Joe. I cannot stand Joe.
And I'm not laughing at the demise of this relationship. But, I feel like I love us because it's like we can't take nothing serious. Like we do. Can't. I think I feel like we laugh from crying. I think that's what we do.
I think we do have to find the humor in the pain for sure. We've been through a lot as a people. But God forbid her next man is chocolat because she is single again, kids. So
looking amazing because she's also a fellow Cancer. And she celebrated her birthday in a cheeky one-piece swimsuit. They lasted longer than I thought they would, courtesy of Wendy Williams. Back in the day when they got married, she was like, I give them 2 years. And I was like, damn, Wendy. I don't like to, measure people's relationships, but, you know, they seemed like an odd couple to me when they got together. Not gonna lie. I thought, oh, he's hot. She's famous and wealthy from Modern Family. Of course, she picks the hottest guy in Hollywood.
I did not think that at all when they first got together. I think it was because I had heard the backstory of like her initially saying like, you're too good looking. Like, I can't take you seriously. Like, this is never going to last. He even said like their first date, she was saying all the reasons why they should not be together type of thing. So I was like, oh, well, maybe they really fell in love with each other over a period of time, and it is what it is. And then yes, they were beautiful together. So it's like, damn,
Yeah.
Y'all look so good. Y'all look so great. And I was shocked. I was shocked. And I wasn't shocked with Ariana, but I was shocked with this one. I had followed that people were speculating because of how dry his birthday message was to her. And so I looked, I did a little dive on his page. I was like, he said Sofia for a few posts. Like, it ain't just a out of the blue thing. Like, he said something Sofia for her anniversary, all this stuff. So I was like, there's nothing to see here. And then once news dropped, I was like, damn, that public speculation be real. And when you're in Italy on your birthday without your spouse,
yeah,
it is probably a telltale sign. So sorry to see it, kids. Sorry to see it. Yeah, sorry to see it.
All right, let's go into our final hot topic today. Jay-Z exhibit, quote, the Book of Hove opens at the Brooklyn Public Library. Looking at NPR. This is pretty major, Ashley. The Book of Hove exhibit honors Jay-Z with 3 installations, iconic outfits, and original recording masters, along with other memorabilia. The exhibit is fully paid by Jay-Z's Roc Nation because they said money ain't a thing. Thank you, NPR, for that. The Book of Hove is open now. I am completely impressed with what they did to the outside of the library in honor of this exhibit. Beyonce and Blue went ahead and stopped by, taking a break from the Renaissance World Tour to see what was going on. Ashley, I guess it's time for Hove to receive his flowers, huh?
I think he receives his flowers quite often, but this was major just because it's back in Brooklyn. It's not far from where he grew up. I mean, you have to have these like out of body experiences sometimes when you reach these levels and you have these, accolades and you have the ability to look back on where you came from.
Exactly.
Beyonce and Blue both shocked me with their appearances because Beyonce looks like she has not aged a day.
At all. Like, she actually looks like a Barbie with that high pony.
She did. I was like, ma'am, how? Please give me the secret besides being rich. And then Blue just looked so grown. It's like, who are you, ma'am?
So adorable. I love it.
Time goes so fast, but I definitely love the exterior of the museum and what they did with that. And I was just reading on Variety article that I had up that the exhibit is available at thebookofhove.com because I kept thinking like, oh, I'm not planning any trips to Brooklyn anytime soon. I'll miss this. So if it's available online, then I'll definitely check it out. I'm not the biggest rap fan, but I do really like Jay-Z. So I'll give it a look.
Yeah, I appreciate his artistry. I actually at the Black Tech Week in one of the sessions, the question came up, Tupac or Jay-Z. And a lot of, I'll say, attendees 40 and up said Tupac. And like anyone like around our age or younger was like Jay-Z. So I think it's a generational thing for sure.
I think it depends what you're asking me, Jay-Z or Tupac, in what capacity. Who do I think is the better rapper? Who do I think had the bigger impact? That's why it's hard for me, because if I talk about like who I think has better flow, it is probably Jay-Z, but who I think has a bigger impact for me in terms of the messaging of their music and in terms of things that they stood for, it would be Tupac for sure.
You know what's so funny? I had no idea, and this actually came up in the conference too. One of his lyrics were, "Reality is wrong, dreams are real." And I was like, yo, he said that? Tupac? Because the conversation was around mindset. And as you know, mindset is literally everything. And so I was like, yo, I'm going to have to do some deep dives.
It's also saying something too that we're talking about someone who only lived to the age of 25 versus somebody who's now in their 50s and has had a full career span. And the fact that they are still put in the same conversation, that's saying a lot.
Wow. So true. So true. Well said, Ashley. All right. What are we recapping?
We talked about Emmy noms last week, and me and Delora were debating, what should we recap? What should we recap? What should we recap? So we're going to go back to one that dropped last year, but was such a big deal. And the theme song still lives in my head as I'm speaking. And it is also heavily Emmy nominated. And that is the White Lotus, focusing on season 2. So if you haven't watched season 1, it's okay. There's only one storyline that kind of follows through. Feel free to go ahead and check out season 2. It is on Max, currently available to stream, and it was a hell of a ride. So looking forward to diving into some shenanigans of the mind of Mike White.
Yay! A survivor, apparently, from the show. David versus Goliath. And he also was apparently in The Amazing Race. So he's a reality TV.
He's a junkie for real. Those are the most hardcore two that I would never go on. I'd probably do Big Brother before I would do The Amazing Race or Survivor.
Because all you're gonna do is lounge and talk all day. So yeah.
I mean, have a competition every now and again. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Guys, thank you as always for sticking with us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.